fantastic.
Hey, we've been talking a little bit about local, but there's so many national and international issues. Can we talk a minute about NATO, and can we talk about President Trump? I think he's getting very frustrated with Vladimir Putin when it comes to the Russia-Ukraine situation.
Well, he has, but he has shifted it with a focus back home. He said, we're going to help Ukraine, particularly if Russia keeps causing these problems. But he's going to do it by shifting financial burden to Europe. Again, not just saying there's a blank check American taxpayers will pay, but that we'll provide weapons, but it's going to be NATO's going to have to put up a lot more of the money and pay for these. And so even in this, he's protecting back home American taxpayers.
Yeah, and he says the weapons that we're going to provide for Ukraine is actually going to be paid for by NATO, right? They're going to buy it from us.
That's right, and they've bought in, and this goes back to him saying that they needed to pay their fair share. The U.S. wasn't going to foot the bill, and this goes back to his first term. And I think it really ties in to kind of the big, beautiful bill. I mean, some conservatives gung-ho for it, some against it, but at very least understand Biden was adding $1 trillion to the debt every 100 days.
Oh, man.
This adds $1 trillion every year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still, we'd like it slower, but you couldn't stay with the status quo and keep every 100 days. I mean, that was insane pace of spending. Same thing here. Shift the spending over to Europeans. They're right there on the doorstep of this war.
You mentioned the big, beautiful bill, and Republicans, some really for it, some really against it. Marjorie Taylor Greene seems to be against anything that shows any support for Ukraine. I'm not sure what she's thinking.
No, that's right. I mean, Trump is a bargainer. Obviously, he would have loved to have a deal right away to end this war. He said that was his goal. It didn't happen. The Democrats, they can all chortle and say, oh, he didn't really solve it instantly. But the fact is, he's trying to solve it. I mean, there was, would have never been end in sight if Biden were still in and Kamala took over. And so it's all part of negotiations. That's what you always have to understand with Trump. I mean, he's the master negotiator, as we know, and he wants to figure out a way to end this war. And he does want Ukraine to be independent. He wants to defend them. It's just we can't put the whole bill for that.
Yeah, I mean, it is good to see. Yes, maybe these countries are getting help, but now somebody's paying for it rather than just a blank check, which that became such an embarrassment to have Zelensky come over with his hand every time. It seemed like every 3-4 months, and all of our politicians lined up to even sign some of the missiles and get photo ops. It does seem like the paradigm is shifting just a little bit, which is really nice, John. John Pudner, thank you so much for joining us on Memphis Morning News and for that update, and we'll catch you again very, very soon.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're paying now.
Yeah, they're paying. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is still upset. She says this isn't America first. Why are we giving them any of